والنور الله لا يعطى العاص لا يعطى العاص فالعلم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Again, let us go back to the definition of Usul al-Fiqh. We said that Usul al-Fiqh is a set of tools, principles that enable us to extract rulings from sources. We spoke about rulings, the categories of rulings. We spoke about the sources of Usul al-Fiqh in the previous episode. Now let us have a quick look on the tools. What are those tools? Okay, what do we mean by tools? Now, see, in order to understand the philosophy behind those tools and where those tools came from, we need to just go back to the basics. First of all, the sources, which are Quran, Sunnah, Ijma', Qiyas, we said that they were inspired by Allah. Allah is the legislator. Allah is Al-Hakim. So if we want to understand what He revealed, we need to try to understand what He wanted to tell us. Okay? If we want to understand Quran, Sunnah, Ijma', the whole point of trying to understand them is to understand what Allah is telling us, or is commanding us, or is prohibiting us. So we need to try to understand what Allah intended. Okay? Again, Allah is the legislator. He commands us to worship Him. How, the details of it, etc. This is His wish. This is His will, Jalla wa ala. This is what He wanted. He explained it to us in Quran and Sunnah and Ijma', according to what we said previously, as well as Qiyas. So now when we try to understand those sources, the main point is to try to understand what Allah intended to tell us. Okay? So then the first tool, in order to understand what Allah intended us, should be related to the intention of the speaker or the intention of the legislator, who is Allah Jalla wa ala. So the first tool is related to exploring the intention of the legislator, what the legislator intended to command us, to tell us, to say to us. So this is the first tool. Now, of course, further explanation will come to explore what do we mean by finding the intention of the legislator. The second main tool, which can be understood as follows. Now, the legislator communicated with us through Quran and Sunnah. He communicated his message. He addressed us by Quran and Sunnah. So Quran and Sunnah is the communication given to us by Allah, is the address given to us by Allah, or revealed to us by Allah. So now Allah Jalla wa ala addressed us in Quran and Sunnah in Arabic language. So Quran and Sunnah were revealed in Arabic language. So obviously, if we want to understand what Allah said, we need to understand Quran and Sunnah that have been revealed in Arabic language in Arabic language. So we need Arabic language in order to understand Quran and Sunnah. As simple as this. So the second main tool is using Arabic language to understand Quran and Sunnah. Okay? Now, as you can see, my dear respected brothers and sisters, or if you read any book in Usul al-Fiqh, you will see that there is a big part of Usul al-Fiqh that is nothing but Arabic language. For example, they normally speak or spend long time in any book of Usul al-Fiqh to discuss al-alfaz wa dalalatuha. Al-alfaz means the speech or the utterance. Okay? And dalalatuha, the inference. What those the text, or what this text leads to, or how it can be understood or explained or even interpreted. So utterance and inference. This is al-alfaz wa dalalatuha. When they talk about al-alfaz wa dalalatuha, what do they mean by this? They mean that this word or this pattern of words leads to this. This pattern, for example, refers to plural. This pattern refers to direct speech. This pattern refers to indirect speech. This pattern refers to the genus, the type. This pattern refers to the specific. So these are al-alfaz, the speech, the text. But the text has a meaning, the inference of the utterance. So this is al-alfadu wa dalalatuha. Part of this, or maybe some other scholars of Usul al-Fiqh, they discuss دلالة حروف الجر من إلى عن على, which are the prepositions. So these prepositions have certain connotation or meanings. For example, the word إلى, up to. It may mean including or excluding. I gave you the example right in the beginning about يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا قمتم إلى الصلاة فاغسلوا وجوهكم وأيديكم إلى المرافق. Wash your hands up to the elbows. Okay, so up to, does it include the elbows or does not include the elbows? This is discussed in Usul al-Fiqh. The word إلى and the inference of إلى. What does it lead to? Also, part of Usul al-Fiqh, the discussion related to or parts of the tools to understand the text of the sources is to understand it according to whether it is metaphorical or whether it is real. And this brings a huge discussion in Usul al-Fiqh related to majaz and haqiqa, metaphorical and real. And as you can see, that those discussions that have been mentioned in Usul al-Fiqh, they all fall under one main principle, which is understanding the text based on Quran, based on Arabic language. Understanding Quran and Sunnah based on Arabic language. Also, among those tools that are or that build this important principle, which is referring to Arabic language in order to understand the divine text, is understanding something called particular and general, or specific and general, which is known as al-am wa al-khas. Understanding that this kind of pattern means am, this kind of pattern means khas.